this session. My name is Ashpreet. I hope you guys are doing great with your studies, especially because you've jumped just in this 9th standard. You feel much more old, you feel much more confident. So, alright, I wish you all the very best, and I hope you guys enjoy the upcoming sessions in which we are going to discuss broadly the important aspects of almost all the important chapters. So, here we go. Any guess which chapter are we going to talk today? It's the first chapter in your class 9th history, that's French Revolution. Yes, that country that's, hexagonal in shape. The capital is Paris. It uses different currencies like Euro is there, borders Spain, Italy, Germany. Good to go, man. You've got enough about France. So let's see what the brief story is in France. See, guys, the French Revolution was a watershed event in the modern European history. And it began in, tell me, yes, it began in 1789 and ended in late 1790s with the coming of Napoleon, the military dictator. Yes, you guessed it right. So during this period, the French people, the French citizens, I would say, redesigned their country's political landscape, tried to uproot the centuries old institutions. For example, there was absolute king at that time, absolute monarchy was there, and important feudal system. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, ma'am, what is this feudal system? We've heard a lot about it, but we're not very clear. So let's get started first with what exactly is the feudal system. So I'll help you know what is feudal system. Imagine this country, France, is having a number of sections, it's divided in number of territories, and there are monarchs in each, defined territory here. Now, what this monarch is going to do, entire France is going to belong to one particular king. And then he's going to give small sections or small territories to these particular kings right here, monarchs. Now, these particular monarchs that you see here, what are they going to do is they're going to lend their land into small section, divided into small section, and lend it further to vassals. You particularly call them, it's VASSALS. Now, who are vassals? You can call them as the larger lords. The larger lords are further going to give out this land to smaller lords, and who's further going to hire a person to work for him. So this system where you hire people who work for you and you get the credit out of it and then you share it. Now this person, whatsoever this person is earning or getting out of the land, he has to pay his dues to first lord. This person has to pay his dues to the second lord. This person again has to serve or answer the king of his territory. And this, imagine, yes, combined together, they are going to answer one super duper king. I hope you guys are clear what is this feudal system now. So whenever you come across this word feudal, you should be clear about the vassals. That they used to call them vassals anyway, or they used to call them as lords. Greater lord, first lord, second lord. And slowly and steadily, it's basically controlling the military, economic, political setup and dividing your territory into small areas. But on the whole, you can compare it to a unitary setup. I hope you guys are clear about it. So we were telling that there was a turmoil in France. The people started to revolt. They started to question the power of the king. They even started to think about the philosophies, talk about the philosophies given by different thinkers and philosophers. They were more aware. They started getting more aware, more conscious about their rights. So this all actually redesigned their countries political. Their entire political setup was changed. They uprooted their centuries old institutions, like we talked about, absolute monarch, the feudal system. And this upheaval, it was caused by the widespread discontent with this person here who was enjoying and rest of the people who were very upset with him. So they were so discontented, so not satisfied with the king who was ruling them. So this upheaval, it caused widespread discontent with the French monarch, and even the harvest was not good at that time. The economic conditions, economic policies of which king was there? Yes, of Louis XVI, who met with his death when he was Galilean. You guys are very smart. So yes, he was Galilean, and similarly, his very dear wife, the love of his life. What was her name? His wife Mary even met with the same fate, and even she was killed because widespread discontent among the people had something to do with the king. He was not taking care of his kingdom. He was not taking charge of the situation. Automatically, the situation went way too out of hands. It went out of control, and this led to that turmoil. Although it failed to achieve, the desired goals, and at times even, this degenerated into a Catholic bloodbath by the French Revolution that played a critical role in shaping the modern nation, because religious rivalry was also going on at that time. So the world, it saw that yes, now it's power for the will of the people to come to take charge, and it's not the absolute monarch who is there who's going to hold the power. So let's see what are the contents. I hope you guys are clear with the introduction. Now let's see what are the contents of the chapter. What are we supposed to cover? The very first thing is the French society. So see, anything that comes up is supposed to have a background with it. Even if you guys cry over your marks when you get your scorecard, that has a face attached to it. That means either the question paper was really tough, or you guys didn't study, or I'll put it this way, you guys didn't get time to study, because anyway you guys are very very busy. I know this. Similarly, there might be something wrong with the setup, with the society of France, that might have led to a chain of events that people had a lot of discontent, disrespect, dissatisfaction for their own king. I hope it makes sense to all of you. Then the outbreak of revolution, when this finally gave up that we need to take a call, dude. You've done enough, but we really need to take a call. Then for the France abolishes monarchy, that means Louis XVI. First, before they actually abolished monarchy, he was offered the crown that, dude, would you like to be our constitutional monarch? But he was like, not really. I don't think, because that way I lose most of my divine powers, and I'll be subject to the constitution that you guys have come up with. So that is why he didn't stay there for long. He didn't acknowledge the fact that people are recognizing him, giving him the status of being a constitutional monarch. So if you don't accept it, anyway, people are going to push you back. They're going to raise their elbow, push you back, and they're going to become the king. So that is when the king, as in, they're going to rule the country. They're going to have an elected government for themselves who's going to take charge, take care. So yes, when the king, he is Galilean, then France became a republic. Guys, is India a republic? What do you think? Is India a republic? I know you guys pretty much are clear that yes, India is a democratic nation. India has the policies and principles of a democracy, but is India a republic? Of course, India is. India became a republic on 26 January 1950, which means it has nothing to do with the elections a lot, but it has something to do that the head of the state, when I say state, it means the head of your country is either elected directly, like we contest for the Lok Sabha elections. This year we have our Lok Sabha elections. So either the ruler or the head, I would say, not the ruler, is elected directly, or indirectly by the people, maybe by the representatives. We elect our MLAs, MPs, and they further go and elect our president. That means he does not have a hereditary seat. Similarly, France also became a republic, that means the head of the state, by which I mean the head of the country. Again, the head of France as a country was no more a monarch, but the people used to have their representative who ruled the country. And what was the role played by the women? Was there really, they were policy of slavery was really there? Were they really practicing and preaching slavery at that time? If yes, why? I thought slavery was very common at the time of Mughals, but why did they, prefer to go in for this concept of slavery? Or is it the modern form of imperialism? Or is it the modern form of colonialism? What slavery is it all about? The revolution and everyday life. So if anything goes wrong in your country, don't you think you guys will be affected? Don't you think our normal life would probably get affected by the same? Don't you think maybe there's going to be a lot of turmoil and the prices might go up? We might have a hard time, and there might not be Vedantu classes also. If there's a turmoil going on in India, good. I wish there never comes a case when this happens. But anyway, revolution would probably affect your everyday life, and you'll get off few days off from your studies. So just to introduce you to this concept, we are going to first see that what French Revolution actually gave us. We've got the idea of liberty. Liberty means you're free. Freedom, you can choose your own representatives, and equality. That means the people are all equal before the law. No segregation, no differentiation based on caste, color, creed, or which estate you belong to. Can I say this is the first point that you guys can focus on? Okay. The second point is that there was declaration of right of a man and citizen. In French society, the people were not considered as the citizens. They were just considered as, either you call them as serfs or you can call them as bonded laborers or slaves. There they were. They were not treated as citizens, they were treated as subject of the king. Like a puppet. The way king wants you to dance, you'll dance that way. So now, because France became a republic after that revolution, so the very third and the most important point here is there was end of monarchy. The king was not there. There were ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. And third important point, the people got something for themselves, that is the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizens. No more you are the subject of the king. No more you have to be treated as serfs. You have an individuality. You are the citizen of this progressing nation. So guys, that's all for today. I hope to see you in the upcoming sessions. So till we meet next, please take care and please respect your parents.